Yeah, right. Yes. Yes. The old adage is that somebody who is self-represented has a fool for a clan. Other questions? Like this? Yeah, right here. Yes, sir. Yeah. It frustrated me to sit there in the courtroom and watch that trial because he's not even, attempting to show any remorse. He couldn't even fake it. He couldn't even pretend to feel bad for people who had died.
People who people who had died. People who had died, suggesting that they were people who had died through the course of Creeper Hunter. And because Creeper Hunter was responsible. That's essentially what this person is saying. And it's a big shocker in the film that this is my pathetic cousin, Ben Charlebois. Ben says in the film, now I haven't spoken to Ben in years, but Ben says in the film that this is his first pro bono case as a lawyer, just called to the bar. And here he is basically suggesting to the world that during the sentencing, when I was sentenced for extortion and harassing communications and written child exploitation material, he's suggesting that I shouldn't have done what I did as a self-represented person because my lawyer left halfway through the trial. At the sentencing phase, I shouldn't have done what I did. He suggests that I should have been false to the court and that I should have attempted to deceive the judge. That's what this new lawyer is suggesting. I'm fairly certain this is against the rules of professional conduct, which governs lawyers here in Ontario. Attempting to deceive the court. Here he is suggesting that that's what I should have done. He couldn't even pretend to feel bad. He couldn't even fake it, he says. If you're his lawyer, I would not suggest taking his advice to try and deceive a court. And if you're someone that is going up against Ben Charlebois, feel free to come to me for testimony about this. Feel free to use this audio of Ben Charlebois, a lawyer looking to deceive the court, and use it in your case. I'm sure that this is going to get him a lot of clients. But what Ben says in this film is that this was typical revenge porn. That's what he says. And that's why he has now brought himself into legal action. He attempts in this supposed documentary, he attempts to go to the police or whatever with Jocelyn Ouimet to try and have me charged for a crime that I didn't do. And he says the crime is revenge porn. And then later on in the film, he then says, or sorry, maybe it's some time after the film, in a screening, I have a recording of this. He says that the law changed in 2016, so it wasn't really revenge porn. So here he is lying in the film, suggesting that I committed a crime. Another, I would suggest, infraction against the rules of professional conduct, of dishonorably acting like a despicable human being in the community. Suggesting that I committed a crime when he also admits that he's aware that it wasn't a crime at the time that this supposedly took place.
Yeah, so justice for Jocelyn. Yeah. I think there is. And I think there's a good legal argument for it. So I won't bore you too much with the legal details, but the issue is this. Prior to 2016, it was not strictly illegal to put somebody's intimate images on the internet without their consent.
And it's never been illegal to put somebody on the internet when they consented to do that. So keep that in mind. Not only does Ben Charlebois here go to the police with Jocelyn to try and have me charged for a crime, but they fail to tell this audience that there was a release that she signed. Nowhere in history have you seen Jocelyn Ouimet or Ben Charlebois attempt to defeat the release that she had signed. Nowhere. They try and do it by public mischief, which is suggesting to the police, causing the police to investigate something when there is no crime. Now, it didn't even take place. They're suggesting that I did something that I didn't even do. But what he's suggesting in the film is that, and the filmmakers kept it in there, knowing this lawyer's position. This brand new lawyer, his pathetic mother, my aunt, Cezanne Charlebois, was at one of the screenings, apparently. At one point, she had given me legal advice about Creeper Hunter, and in my criminal trial against me, attempted to bring evidence against me. The Crown had already closed their case, and Cezanne Charlebois, my aunt, a lawyer, Ben's mother, attempted to try and bring new evidence for the Crown. And we had a voir dire, and the judge ruled with me. I defeated the Crown's application to bring her as a lawyer. And the judge says, let me be 100% clear about what the judge says. So they were trying to suggest that there wasn't an issue of privilege between us, myself and Cezanne Charlebois, a lawyer. Not only does the judge shoot this down, I'm not grounding file for the case law on this issue. I'm finding that the applicant has met his burden on the application, and that these communications that he had with Ms. Charlebois are in fact subject to solicitor and client privilege and are therefore inadmissible. The judge even goes one step further, saying that she had a greater duty to me. This is Ben Charlebois in this supposed documentary making statements about the law. He learned from the best. His mother, his crooked mother,